Hello everyone, let's start. Uh, so we reached here basically, and audio was there in the video when I checked on YouTube. So I am not going to repeat what I did in last live session. So let's continue with our character. Uh, Give me just a minute. Let's start with eyes this time. First of all, I'll create a UV sphere. I'm not using the same eyes right now. We'll create eyes separately, and I'll rotate. Okay, I'll go into edit mode, rotate it on X axis. Oh, 1 second. Let me just turn on screencast keys first so that you are able to see what I'm doing. Uh, RX90. Edit mode. We'll go to face select, or we can click over here or press 3 on our keyboard. Select all these faces. If we double click, we can select the loop, so we'll do that. And there is another thing that we need to discuss, that is proportional editing in edit mode. And the button for proportional editing is this one on the top, or you can press O to turn on proportional editing. This is a shortcut. So how to use it? We'll press G first and then Y axis, because we need to move it on y-axis. You can see it works, like it affects the rest of the geometry as well. But if we move our what we call uh, the wheel of effect that we want to do on this, like sphere basically, so we'll adjust it to something like this, and we'll push it in a bit, like somewhat like this, and then we'll add like a bevel on this edge loop. So we'll go to edge select, we'll double click on this edge and press Ctrl B and add some loops by rotating the wheel. With shift, I'll be moving my mouse cursor so that it affects slowly on it, so that we can adjust it accordingly. And this much effect is fine for now. I'll turn off proportional editing. I'll control it and control Z it, like undo it and bevel it again one more time. I think because proportional editing was on, it was giving me a flat look, which I don't want. I want it to be like smoother. I'll add few loops over here by pressing Ctrl R, the shortcut, and like uh, I guess my okay. So loop tools are not on right now. I'll go to preferences, add-ons, and turn on loop tools, and save it, save preference, and close this uh, preference window. I'll go again back to face select and select all these faces, right click and flatten them. I can right click and shade auto smooth in object mode, which it looks somewhat like this. And now we'll start applying some materials to our eyes. I'll put this plane, I'll call it main underscore character underscore body, or retopo, because we have done retopology on it, and press M to put it into a new collection. Sorry, M, new collection, retopo underscore character create. So as you can see, retopology retopo character is ready. This file, I'll hide it for now, and we'll put this into retopo character collection as well. And now we'll have just this sphere, which is our eye. So I'll name it eye underscore main, and we can put it into another collection calling it eye underscore main, and done. Now the important thing comes, like, see, if I come to this corner, there is a, you'll see a plus button appearing, plus sort of sign, and or over here on this corner, or this corner, or this corner, whatever you feel okay with, you can go to any corner. And as soon as this plus sign appears, you can left mouse button on it and drag it like this, so that the screen is split into two uh, halves or whatever it is. So now we can just click on this button on the top and change it to shader editor. We have another options as well. So timeline is already there in the scene. Property panel is also on the right side, where we apply modifiers and stuff. Outliner is where the collections are, as you can see. So we can add a shader editor on this area, so that we can start applying materials to it and do some changes over here. This is something new to start with, as we have not discussed too much about it. I'll give you just a small brief first. So to apply materials, first of all, we need to select our object first, and then will go in our property panel. We'll go to this spherical red button, which is called material properties. We'll click on it and press new. Okay, I don't know what happened. It's kind of not responding somehow. Okay. uh, so my dad was sending me some message. I'll check it later, or I'll check it what he was sending me. Okay, something about Nvidia basically. We were talking about Nvidia and everything about it, like from stocks to everything. So like 2 days back, so he might have heard some news, so he was sending me that. uh, Anyway, so we can do changes over here as well, like we can set colors, of course. But to see these changes, we need to go into, like, there is a shortcut called Z. If you are in viewport, you can press Z and you'll get 4 options: wireframe, solid viewport. So till now we were in solid viewport, so we were seeing this kind of geometry. But we can go to wireframe, so that we see only the free like edges only, basically, or like wires, like you can see it's like wireframe, so wire kind of topology of our object basically. And then if we go to material view, we'll be able to see materials. It will take a short moment to load at first. So if I change the color in the material, as there is a material name 001, so we can change the material color. We can, like metallic is written, so if you increase the property you will see it more metallic, right? Roughness, we can increase or decrease the roughness and it will work accordingly. We can like turn on alpha so that it's transparent, and turn off metallic property and even roughness for a moment so that we are able to see if our alpha is working. To check if alpha is working or not properly, we can just add another object in the scene, which we can move in y-axis just behind the sphere. And if I'll increase the alpha, you cannot see that cube. If I'll decrease it, you can see the cube behind this sphere, so it's kind of transparent basically. And there are some other properties as well, like emission, transmission, specular, diffuse, etc, etc, but we'll not go into that much of detail in this one, but the basics are these. So you can adjust them. We can adjust the IOR value to 1.33, as mostly glass is like 1.33. If you have like read it in your physics, most probably. But you can see it's kind of rough right now, like it's kind of uh, noisy and thing, because we are working in EV. So we'll go to render properties and change our render engine from EV to cycle, which is like a more realistic one. Shift from device to GPU compute, and instead of material now we'll go to rendered view. And as there are no lights in the scene, we'll add a light, which is sun. We'll move it up, and on x-axis we'll move a little bit, and by using this yellow button on it, we can put the direction of, like change the direction of or the angle of sunlight basically. So I'll put the direction of sunlight in this direction, in that direction basically, so that it's hitting on my eye. But in material view, I'll change the alpha back to 1 first of all, and then I'll come back to sunlight strength. So when you'll click on the sun or any sort of light, you'll get a data property for light only, right? If I'll click on the sphere, you'll not see that light option over here, bulb option, bulb button over here. Instead you'll see the data properties of a object. So data property of a light, you will get some options over here. We can change the light to spotlight, area light, or point light, but we are using sunlight right now. So we'll increase the strength to 3 or maybe 2. 2 is fine for now. And we'll again select our object, and we'll start adding some nodes over here. So there is an add-on called Node Wrangler, which we need to turn on. It might be default in Blender, so you don't need to install it through Git extensions. It's Node Wrangler. You can type it in search and you'll find the Node Wrangler add-on. What it does is it makes it easier to work with nodes basically. It's for node system only. So I'll talk about that node wrangler whenever I'm using it, definitely, but not like particularly talking about it all the time. So we'll add a color ramp. Color ramp is a node. By pressing shift A, you'll get this menu to add, and there are like lots of nodes in this, like shader, displacement, color, texture, utilities. Each option has several nodes in it, and we'll not be using all of them, but we'll be using some of them for sure. So we'll add a by searching, we'll find out, search for color ramp, and we can add a color ramp to it. As you can see, color ramp has a yellow output, which is like color, and our principal BSDF shader also has a base color option, which is like input is yellow. So we'll connect these both together, and you'll get a black and white texture basically. So I'll click on this white button over here. We can change like its position, and it will affect our like material basically. So you can see, the more I take it towards the black, it's white, more white, and otherwise it's a bit gray. We can change the color as well over here, but right now I'm not doing anything to it. I'll instead add another node, which is gradient texture, and I'll connect this color to the factor right now. I'm not connecting factor to factor on for the start. I'll check if I need to do that or not. So right now there are no changes to it or anything like that, but we'll see some changes in a moment. By like we need to press Control Shift and Control T, it's not Control Shift T, Control T on this node to get our texture coordinates and mapping, and we'll connect object to the vector, and we'll get something like this. Now I don't know why it's acting checkered for some reason, which it shouldn't. I have no clue why, but let me just go back to like change the roughness, I guess 0.5. No, have I changed anything that it's affected too much? 1.5. I might have to increase the subdivision count. I need to like search about it, why it's giving me such a result, because I was not expecting this to happen. 1 second, let me just check it on Google, like why I'm getting such a result. Let me take a screenshot of this and go to Gemini AI mode, and I'll bring these nodes closer so that I can take a screenshot of all these, so that when I show it to Gemini, let's see what it says. I'll press like I'll take a print screen, but print screen will take the entire screenshot of all the three screens, which I don't want. So let me just do a snipping tool, snipping, new, and I'll take a snapshot, copy it, and minimize this one. Control V on Gemini. I'll type I am getting a weird shading on my sphere, and ask Gemini why. Okay, it is because of smooth shading modifier. I'll just remove it. Still it doesn't work. So if I turn down the angle, it's giving me such a result which we don't want. So either I like subdivide it maybe. No, I'll subdivide it. I guess that would make it look better, but still there's seeing too many edges and stuff in our sphere, so we'll shade smooth it now. Yes, it gives much better result compared to what we were getting before. And I'll click on this I like where we see our blender uh, version. I'll click right mouse button and turn on scene statistics so that I am able to see how many words, faces and tries are there in total. Okay, so we are getting this result at the moment. Now I can like changing the z direction location, I can see something happens to this sphere, and I turn it something like this, and I need to change the direction of white and black basically, so that I get black amount inside this area. I'll turn it backward. I'll change it to minus 0.5 first of all, and bring it to something like this. Okay, this is fine. Now we can add colors to it. I'll change the color to like a blue maybe, and I'll add a node, shift it here and change it back to white, and I'll move this around so that I get a nice blue outline of our eye. This looks fine to me for now. I'll do some more changes, but this is like the basic. There is some error. I need to check what's the error. Okay, no issues. It was something different, but yeah, the stream is still live, so no issues with that. This is the basic texture I have added for now. Now I'll add another sphere. Shift A, add a UV sphere. I'll go to edit mode. I'll rotate it on X axis 90 degree, RX 90. Scale it a little bit. We can go back to our solid viewport first so that we are able to see like our inner sphere. By pressing control spacebar we can make a particular screen full size, and by pressing control spacebar again we can minimize that. So I'll come to my 3D viewport and press control spacebar to make it like a full window. So something like this. I can see it's too big. I'll scale it like this much is fine. And now I'll go to my word selection mode and select this word and turn on my proportional editing and press O and press G and Y and increase the size of the circle that you're seeing so that more proportional editing affects more words around that point to something like this. And I'll select all these words and move them a little backward by or like this much. This is acting a bit weird, but I'll select back this GY to something like this, right? To make cornea, if I'm not wrong, this is the cornea of the eye that we are building right now. And I'll again press control spacebar to minimize this screen, the 3D viewport, and I'll delete this cube for now and add another subdivision modifier and shade smooth it. And now go to material panel, add new. I'll add a transmission and I'll reduce the roughness to 0 and go back to my rendered viewport. I'll get this kind of eye for now. We'll be working on it, like we'll increase the quality of this because this is not the final one, but like to start with it's fine. It's like a basic eye setup, and for now this is fine. I'll name it cornea and move this into the eye main collection. Copy both of them, or what I can do is I'll duplicate them first of all and put it into a new collection. Shift A, sorry, M, new collection. Second, re_I. I'll turn off this I main for now and I'll join them together. 1 second. Okay, so things start acting weird for some reason. Why is that so? Materials are different. Why is it acting so weird? I have no clue. Let's check. Something or the other happens like when you are working. I don't know why. I'll press like go back to solid viewport for now. press L, select this one, G, okay, proportionating, I'll turn off proportionating, yes, and I'll assign the material to this one and hide it by pressing H. I'll select this one now, come to materials and assign the second material to it, and we'll go back to material view, and still things are acting really weird. Maybe because there is no, okay, so what I'm gonna do is add a color node. No, I'll add a color ramp again, press Ctrl T, change it to object, and still it's not working correctly. I have no clue about it. I need to check. Okay, so maybe because of this. No, still working, not working basically. So I'll control Z it until we go back, like, okay, I need to check why it's doing that, why it's not like working with, like, if I join them I'll have two more different materials assigned to different objects basically, but I don't know why. This thing has never happened with me, so I have no clue. I might have to check again with Gemini, like why it is happening today. Let me just ask Gemini. I have two spheres, one with transmission, cornea, outer layer, and second eyeball with a texture assigned, but when I join them the texture on my inner sphere gets distorted. Even though both the spheres have different materials assigned. Okay, so UV naming conflict. Okay, let's check. I'll change the name of this one to outer, and we can keep it the same, no issues. I'll join them again this time and it works. So we need two UVs basically. in object data properties you need to change the name of UV maps to like outer UV map outer and UV map inner. So what are UVs? We haven't discussed UVs at all till now, but for now this is the solution. I'll be doing UV unwrapping of the character after like 5-10 minutes. I'll talk about more about UVs then. Let me move myself like here maybe, because otherwise it would be disturbing you to see what's happening on this panel over here. So now it works almost fine, and now what we can do is I'll turn unhide the retopo character first, and then my okay, so eye is already on, secondary eye is on, so I'll turn off these spheres for now, or let me just turn them back on, because I'll move the location according to this like we learned before. I'll go to edit mode, select this, press shift S and cursor to selected, and come out of edit mode. I'll select this object, I'll press shift S and selection to cursor, and now I'll go to edit mode, press A, select all and scale it. So it's not properly aligned, definitely not properly aligned right now, maybe because uh, one second, let me check, go back to like solid viewport so we can check. Okay, this is fine, the cursor over there is fine. Okay, so our origin is not aligned correctly for the eye. So what I'm gonna do is I'll go into edit mode, I'll turn off transparent view, I'll press L to select the outer sphere only and hide it first. Then I'll select this edge loop, and then I'll press shift S, cursor to selected, and alt H to unhide the outer sphere. And now I'll go out of edit mode to object mode. Now I'll press okay, so my uh, quick favorites are lost somehow. I'll press again add to quick favorite all these three, and now I'll press Q over here in the 3D viewport and change the origin to 3D cursor, and now I'll select this sphere again, and as only this sphere is selected, so because it's mirrored, I guess, if I'm not wrong, yes, it's mirrored, so the only sphere right now in edit mode is this one. So I'll press shift S and cursor to select it and come out of edit mode and press shift S, selection to cursor. Now it's like better aligned if I'm not wrong. I'll come to side view, scale this, and this works fine now, and I'll switch the sphere off now, the previous two spheres that we had. I'll go to rendered view, I'll get okay, something happened when we changed the position of the sphere, I guess. Yes, so we can't do that. We need to I don't know what happened again. Something weird happened. Okay, so when we changed the what you say, mm, origin of this object, the mapping changed over here. Texture coordinates changed. So generated, no. UVs, no. I guess normals work, no. Object only works fine. But let's change the origin back to where it was. I don't know what happened, but we lost. Okay, we are here again. I'll change it, like scale it down. I don't know what happens sometimes, na? It's working fine now. I press Shift S selection to cursor and it's working perfectly fine. I have no clue what happened now. Seriously, if I had any idea, I would have like told you about it, but it stopped working for some moment and now it's working correctly again. Sometimes it pisses me off, but can't do shit about it. GX, move it like a little bit on the right side, somewhat like this. Um, I can move it back like a little bit, like this much, and scale a little more. Yes, this is okay. And what I can do is decrease the black area, even the blue. I'm just adjusting my color ramp parameter to like put the eyeball correctly where I want. And now what I can do is press Ctrl A, apply all. Okay, I can't apply transforms for this somehow, which is sad because otherwise, can I mirror? No, I cannot mirror it without like applying the transforms. So either I can duplicate it and place it again. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'll turn back the previous spheres and press Ctrl A on the mirror. I'll get two spheres now. I'll go to edit mode, select this one, press L and Shift S cursor to select it and turn off these spheres. I'll duplicate it and press Shift S selection to cursor. So I've got two eyes, quite big ones. I can change the blur to like green maybe. It gives me a little better result, I guess. What I want to do now is like add one more of this, Control C, Control V, or duplicated Shift D also I could have done, but I'll change the parameters here now. So I'll connect this for now, and what I'm gonna do is uh, add a white layer, something this short. Yes, or increase it a little bit more, somewhat like this, and I'll add a mix color node. add this one first and then this one, and I'll remove the green color from this one, so we have just the white one left. I'll put this into like change it from mix to like multiply maybe. No, add. Yes, add works fine. Now I'll try to change its position a little bit. Okay, so we need to press. I'll keep it somewhat like on this corner, or we can like as you want, you can do it. We can even scale it down, like if you want a different shape out of it. A spherical shape maybe, somewhat like this. I'll bring it even closer so that it's more visible. I'll save the file and I'll select this object and go to solid viewport. First of all, we'll change the shape of our lips to start with. As a subdivision surface is applied, we need to like manipulate things so that we get a better shape from our lips. I'll move this on Z axis, so this is like a manual work a little bit to get a better shape out of it. You might have to go to transparent view a few times. You can turn on the symmetry so that if you change something on the right side, left side gets affected simultaneously. I think I'll try that if I can connect these two and select this one and X dissolve edge and go back to like my object view. So I have a bigger lip now, the bottom one, but I'll adjust these two, like I'll scale them down GZ a bit, and even this one I'll bring it a little downwards GX a little, so I have a shape for my lower lip. I might have to take it out a bit also. I'll select all these for now. Come to side view. First of all, like I'll take them out on Y axis. Then I'll select these three. I'll take them a little more out on Y axis, so I have a better shape of the lower lip. Now we'll start playing around with the upper lip. I'll bring this down and move these up, and I'll move these outwards. And even this one. So I have a better shape of my lip. What I can do is I can like maybe I'll go to edge mode and select the entire edge loop and even the lower lip edge loop, and I can control B it bevel. No, if I do that, then I'll get some weird results which I don't want to. So maybe I should have started with that only. Okay, you can do that first, like bevel it first and then start share, make changes to the lips. So I'll select all these and move them up and bring these down first, GZ. But the problem is with the corner, I guess. Oh, I might have to check why like I'm getting so many troubles on the corner. Let me just check some topology, lip topology images so that I can fix it faster. Okay, so instead of this, it should have had like two loops connecting those so that there was an extra cube here in between. That's the only issue. We'll fix that. Not a big problem, I guess. First of all, I'll turn off the subdivision surface for now so that we can manipulate and work easily. We need two loops, one for the upper one, and I'll use this one for the upper one and this one for the lower one. I'll add, okay. First of all, I'll subdivide this one so that and this one too, subdivide it so that I get a loop like this, and I'll press K and join these together and these together. Okay, so there is a problem here. I'll select this one and then this one, press M and merge at last. I can right click, like when you see this double arrow, you can right click on it and join to right or left. I'll press join left, so we have a full screen again, and that screen is closed. The splitted screen has been closed. GZ. Okay, now we have to connect these, like, okay, I'll press K and connect them somewhat like this, and K. Okay, I have to do it from there. I'll move this up a bit so that I can see that edge and connect it like this. I'm going to move these up so that I can see what's happening. Move these down. Press 2 to go to edge select and dissolve this edge. Press K again on this edge and connect these together. And now I can okay, instead of connecting it here, I have to connect it there. I'll press K again and connect these two. Now we have to just first of all I'll select this edge and this edge. I'll press dissolve edge. I'll move it to GG, somewhat like this. And I'll connect this to this point. It was fine earlier, I just messed it up. So at last this is fine. I'll make a new loop and connect these two together, the middle ones. Let me check what's happening now. Okay, the outer one is connected to the outer one. We don't need this edge loop. Yes, something is better now. I'll move it backward. I might have to okay, so they should not be like any loop. Okay, yeah, so I'll go back to edge select and like dissolve these two edges, and I'll remove these two edges as well. And I'll connect it somewhat like this and press 2 and X dissolve edges. I'll bring this backwards and go into edit, like inside the mouth first. I'll select these two, sorry, this edge select. I'll select this like by double pressing, and by pressing control I'll deselect. I'll make a box with left mouse button to deselect, but I'll press control along with it. So only I'll select these many edges only, and I'll press control B, and I'll have only like one segment kind of bevel. Now I can like, okay, so there is one extra one, so I'll like X dissolve vertex. Okay, no, I'll merge it with this one, M at last. This is a bit trickier part, I guess. I'll connect these two together and press 2 and X, dissolve edges, and I'll X dissolve vertex, and now this is fine. This will not give us troubles now. I just have to like make it look more like a lip, that's all. And I'll like symmetrize it, or what I can do is add a modifier to mirror it. Something definitely went wrong, but we'll definitely fix it, not a big issue. Before subdivision, I'll add a mirror, or I'll take the mirror to the top. I'll remove the shrink wrap modifier from this object. If I apply this one, yes, it got applied. Fine, okay. I need to check what's happening inside. Okay, it works fine, no issues. If I turn back on my subdivision modifier, it works perfect now. There are no, there is a very small issue over here on the top side. Okay, so there is one extra vertex, I guess, which is not connected basically. So I'll move it back and like merge it on last by selecting both, and I might have to do the same for this side as well. I'll merge this here on last, and now I think there shouldn't be any problems. I'll press double G and bring it back like this, and yes, now it works absolutely fine. So I had like a screw up on retopology part. It's fixed now. I'll bring my nose a little out on y-axis, somewhat like this, and these two as well, gy. Maybe bring this one or this one a little backwards. Still I'm getting that very hard edges, so I might have to like fix these. Now it's perfect. I'll save it. Saving is very important. Minute detailings are also required. I'll save it, and like I'll now work with my lips, like I'll bring them outwards or like manipulate them to like close. That's all, like. Oh, and then we're done with the lips and we'll move further with something else. It's like a huge process to create a character. I'll keep the lips something like this. I'll bring this a little downwards. Yes. And these ones I'll take them a bit more on the upper end. GZ. I'll bring these out, and even these I'll bring them outwards as well. I'll take these backwards like GY and something like this, and I'll scale them in a little, and even these two I'll scale them in a little so that we have cute lips for the character which are closed as well. All I need to fix is like I need to bring out the chin a little bit outwards, which is quite in. I'll use sculpting tools. I'll press F and I'll scale down the brush, and somewhat here it's okay. So yeah, we are almost there. We'll save this. We'll go back to object mode and check in render view how things are coming now. Quite good. And I'll add a texture to like skin texture to the model now. For that I'll again split the screen into two halves. I'll add a shader editor on this part. We can add a new material from here as well, like you don't need to go here to add a new material, but you can do it directly from here. We can name it also skin underscore texture underscore 1. For skin texture, like a simple skin texture, I'll be using again a color ramp, and I'll be connecting color to color instead of alpha to color. Then I'll be adding a Voronoi texture, or we can add a noise texture as well, but for now I'm using Voronoi texture. I'll press Ctrl T, and right now I'm using generated, but we have to like do UV unwrapping of this character first before like jumping onto applying like I should have done that first, but like for a visual idea right now. I'm just doing this. So because we might have to use UVs instead of generated later on. So this is just for like an idea, that's all. I'll increase the number to 100 maybe, and I'll change it to like 5 or maybe 10, scale it to 10, and change the skin color to like somewhat this, and bring this closer so that we have less of freckles. Still the freckles are too big. What I can do is change it from black to like some brownish shade maybe, so that it's there but it doesn't affect much. Just give me like a minute. I have to go and open the door for someone in house, right? So give me a minute. मैं रिकॉर्डिंग कर रहा हूँ, ठीक है? I'm back. And I'll add like here is a plus button in the material properties. So I'll click plus on it and add a new material. I'll call lip texture, and I'll select the faces now for lips. I'll turn off like my subdivision surface for now. I'll press 3 and select double click on this loop. I select another loop as well, which are like on the lips part only, and click on my lip texture and assign. I can simply add a pink texture to it, and in subdivision surface I'll turn on subdivision surface, which gives me like a, a cleaner look of our character. Cool. uh, Now I'll start UV unwrapping of this, but before UV unwrapping I have to apply this subdivision surface. So I'll again duplicate this, shift D, duplicate. I'll turn off one of them so that I have basically. I'll name this retopo underscore copy. I'll choose this one again, and now I'll apply my subdivision surface. I'll remove this what you call smooth surface from my character, and go to solid viewport, go to edit mode, and now I'll start selecting the edges. This is the edge loop. I want to like have a different color maybe to it, or and this one as well, I guess. Instead of that one, I'll select this one. So I'll select this edge loop, GSZ. So we might have to manipulate some of them because they are not working correctly. I'll move them up somewhat like this. GZ, move them up. GZ, move them up. GZ, move them up. And the last one here, I guess. And there is like this one, I'll move it down a little. Even this one, even this one. GZ, a little down. Some manual editing. I'll select all of them, and instead of that one, I'll select these. I'll press right mouse button. Okay, so I'll go to edge select first and right click on it and mark seams. Mark seams. I'll select these and mark seam them. There are too many of edges here. I'll even smooth them out a little because they are like, I'll go to sculpt mode and smooth them out by pressing shift. I'll go back to edit mode. From top of the head, I'll select this. Okay, from here, it's like the center to here. I'll mark the seams, and I'll select the entire edge loop over here, mark seam. I'll select these on the right here, mark seams. Mark seam them. So there are issues in my ear, so this is the best UV I can get right now. So these are the issues that need to be fixed, but I'm not interested because I'm not gonna do more animations to the ear because hairs will like cover hair, or a cap will cover these ears and they'll not be moving much. So I don't have to be like very precise with them, but you might have to fix these issues so that you will get a better UV, as well as like for a good result you might have to do it. Like you cannot run away from these. Like I corrected the lip UVs. We might have to correct the ear UVs as well, but as there is no requirement as such for them to be fixed, I'll leave them as is. I'll add a loop over here, right click, mark seam. Mark seam. One thing that I want to do is I'll select this loop. I'll mark seam on this loop and this one. I'll go to sculpt mode, scale the brush size down and bring out some edges somewhat like this, and from top as well, so move them outwards like a little bit more, yes, so that it's easier to shut the eyelid down. Okay, I'll control space, I'll minimize that shader editor part. I'll go to like modifiers again, mirror it, bisect and flip and control A. Okay, I was in edit mode. Oh shit, something happened here that we need to correct now. No, I'll not flip it. Something happened here, like some results, maybe mirror or something changed the topology after subdivision, which I have to like correct. I'll press K, connect these, K, knife tool basically, and select all these and press X. Dissolve edges. Sorry. Give me just a minute, I'll be back. I need like a handkerchief maybe. Give me a minute just. Mm, I guess my voice is being recorded. I think my live video is very slow, I guess. It's not working correctly, maybe. I have no clue because I'm not being able to check whether it's working correctly or not. Let me just use my mobile and check whether I am being, recording live correctly or not. It's working correctly or not. Let me just use okay. My. Okay, it is. It is. Because I was getting errors on Streamlabs saying some frames are being skipped or something like that. So I was just checking. Right click, mark seams. Done. And now I can add a loop around here. I'll add a loop on my hand somewhere here, or like a one behind that one. And this is fine. Right click, mark seams. I'll add a loop sorry, I have spoken so much in last 10-15 hours that my throat is paining right now. But yeah, let's just complete it, this process, and I'll take some rest. I'll have some tea or something. The weather is changing in Delhi and North India, so it might be its effect as well. Winters are coming, right? I can add a loop. Actually, this one is way better, or maybe this one. I'll remove some of them. I'll go to transparent view, come to front view, press Ctrl and deselect these, and deselect these edges as well, and same I'll do with this part of the hand. I'll come to front view again. I'll deselect these, deselect these as well on both the foot and right click mark seam. I'll select these loops on both the foot and mark seam them. I'll select these mark seam and I'll do the same for this foot. And I'll clear seam these and select these instead, mark seam. And now I'll work on hands. Clear seam. I have to deselect some of the edges that are on the hand and the back. But before that, I have to mark an edge loop somewhere here. This one actually, right click mark seam. I'll do this for, okay, so I might have to like select all these edges till here and clear seam them. Just one thumb is left that I have to work on now. I'll mark seam these and now I'll just press A and U, unwrap by angle based basically, or conformal also I can check, but first I'll do angle based and go to UV editor. So this is the result I have got. Let me check if everything is correct and nothing is being overlapped or something like that. Most of the things are working correctly. The face is also good. All I'm going to do is I'll increase the margins by 0.01 instead, and I'll do one more thing, which is like I'll select all of them and scale them a little in inside the island, UV island. And now I'll go back to like shader editor, and instead of generated I'll use my UVs instead, and come out of edit mode and go to rendered view and save the file instead. So these are my UVs at the moment, and I want to check the new subsurface modifier. I'll decrease my max samples to like 128 maybe. I'll bring a camera into the scene now just to take out. Oh, object mode and shift A. I'll add a camera. Press Alt Control 0. We have talked about this before in the first stream, if I'm not wrong. And I'll take I'll render this by pressing F12. Let's see what happens, but like I'll decrease. So in render properties you should decrease the render samples from like 4096 to maybe 200 for now. That's enough, because we are in cycles. It will otherwise, if in like 4096 will take a huge amount of time to render, which I don't want. I just want to check what's happening, basically what's the okay. So many things are coming. This is the render that is being rendered, so I need to turn off other objects in the scene that are being rendered. So first of all, secondary eye, these I need. I don't need the retopo character one. I don't need reference object. I don't need base mesh. I don't need the meta rig at all. So now I'll render it again. Still the one of the eyes being okay. I mean, I don't need. Now I'll do the render again. Oh, sorry. So it's rendering, samples are being rendered. I'm on to like, oh, this is like a good start. Not bad. So I'll take a like hour or two of break. I have to work on some other things as well right now. So when I come back, we'll work on her clothes, maybe her hairs. I was saying hairs, some accessories like her some jewelry and some earrings, maybe her shoes, etc., and her broom as well, maybe a hat. So give me like uh, 2 hours maybe, and we'll start again. So thank you so much, and please like, support, and subscribe when you see this video at least, because it takes a huge amount of effort to like work live, not an easy job to do. We have fixed the topology of the lips, and we have applied some sort of textures to the character. I'll reduce it for now because it takes too much of time to render. Specular. We'll talk about these later on. Thank you so much. Give me like